I am so sick and tired of these YouTube algorithms that are trying to just suffocate and destroy my channel. I won't say I get it all the time, but I get it frequently enough where people are in the comment section or they may DM me on IG and they're like, why in the world are you not, having more subscribers or more views, more all that stuff? And they're like, man, your content is fire. It's legit. I rock with you, but why is it that your channel is still so small? Well, I'm going to explain that in this video. It is the YouTube algorithms that are trying to suffocate my page, and they got my page in a headlock. But I know a way to get out of the headlock, and I'll explain that later on in another video. Now, for all the content creators that might be watching this video, just know that it might be that your content can be amazing. You can have great thumbnails, you can have great titles, but if the YouTube algorithms are targeting you and it's going after you, it's going to be extremely difficult to grow. So I don't want you to get discouraged. I don't want you to feel like I'm going to be done with this, because trust me, in another video or so, I'm going to talk about how to get out of that vacuum that the YouTube algorithms try to put you in. Now, as you can see in this thing, I got the picture of Homer Simpson and I got the picture of Bart Simpson, right? That's what I feel like, what I'm saying, when I try to go up against these algorithms, these YouTube algorithms. Now, let's get into it so we can kind of discuss a little further. So for the example that I'm going to use in this, I'm going to use the most recent video that I did, which was talking about law enforcement gangs and do they exist and all that stuff. So let's continue. Now, I'm going to keep it real. When I first uploaded that video, I started keeping track of the metrics, but I kind of just got lazy with it. But when I saw this post, it's from Black Unity 597. He or she said this should have way more views and comments. I'm telling you, I get this stuff. I won't say all the time, but I get it frequently enough to really make me upset, because I know it's not, my content is not whack. It's not sorry. If you compare me to the other prison genres, I'm either on par or better. Facts, straight up facts. And if anybody disagrees, let's do a video together and let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about it. But anyways, this is what motivated me to go ahead and just pump this video out. Okay, so I'm going to utilize the impressions and the click-through ratio. Now, the click-through ratio is definitely important, but the impressions, it's the total number of times that your thumbnail was shown to viewers since the video was published. So that means if you're scrolling through or if you're looking at a video and then they show, videos to come or whatever, and your stuff pops up, that's what that means. And then the click-through ratio just means views per impression shown. This measures how often viewers watch the video after seeing an impression, wondering whether your impression click-through ratio is high or low. So those things are very, very important. Now let's move. Now here's where the fun starts and where I can show you how they're messing with my channel. Now, within the first 25 minutes of my video being posted, right, I only got 2 views. Now, when you go over to reach, that means how many times that, the impressions, right? How many times your thumbnail and whatever came across a person that was on YouTube. Only 18 people. My thumbnail and title was only shown to 18 people in 25 minutes. Now let's move on to the next one. And then you can see the click-through ratio, 11.1. Now here we go. At the first hour, right? Only 5 views. And then it says the impressions are only 130. So YouTube only advertised my content to 130 people within an hour with a 3.9% ratio, which it's terrible. Now we go to the 3-hour mark. Now, if you are monetized like I am, then you're going to wait until the 3-hour mark so you can gauge and see how your content is performing. Now, here you can see, right, after an hour or 3 hours and 20 minutes, I only had 23 views, a 1.1 click-through ratio. Now, after 3 hours and 20 minutes, they only shown the video to 1.7 thousand people. That is horrible. Extremely horrible. Okay, now let's move on to the next, 1.1 ratio. Now here we go, right? Now this is 2 days and 5 hours, right? I only got 253 views. They only showed that video to 10,000 people. Now, 10,000 people is not a drop in the hat when you compare to the billions of people. And even in the prison genre, you have a lot of people that they just love the prison, the street element, all that stuff. So on day 2 and 5 hours, I only got my video, the thumbnail shown to 10,000 people. That's it. Now, this one I think is for today, as of before I did this video. Now, I only got 446, I believe, views, and that's on day 3, 20 hours. And YouTube only shown the video to 13,700 people, or 13.7 thousand people. That's absolutely horrible. Okay, so as you can see, just from those numbers from the start, within 25 minutes of the video being released up until like an hour ago, the numbers are terrible, absolutely terrible. And I know for a fact, as I said, in the prison genre and even some other things that I do, I know for a fact if you put my videos up against the others, it would either be on par or it would be better. So I hit up, because I've been complaining to the YouTube partnership tech support team, because I'm like, wait a minute, why is this happening, right? Because I know my content, I'm going to be objective about it, and I'm going to share an email that was sent, right? And here's the thing, right? For all the content creators, when you're frustrated that your page is not growing, your channel's not growing, you're not getting subscribers, this, that, and the other, again, just know it doesn't mean that you're not providing good content. It can mean that you're battling against the algorithms, plain and simple. And one thing that I've learned with dealing with the tech support team, when you're a member of the Monetized Club, YouTube, right? They come up with all of these different excuses. They have all these different bells and whistles that go into the algorithms, to where no matter what you try to say, they'll always try to come up with an excuse as to why it's your fault or as to why you're not providing content. And one of the best excuses that they'll use is, oh, well, maybe you have to change the thumbnail. Maybe you have to change the title. Maybe the content's not good enough. And I know for me, that's not an issue at all. And so when I had this last conversation, I'm going to show you the email where I backed the lady up against a wall, and I provided sound evidence to show, like, something is going on with my page, and I want to know why I'm not growing like I should be growing. And I laid out detailed information, because I know in prior issues that they're going to throw out all these random things. And, oh, well, maybe it's because, you didn't brush your hair to the left instead of the right, or, oh, maybe because it was raining. They just come up with all of these anecdotal excuses. So I provided them hardcore evidence to make it known that I know something is going on. And you want to know what the person said? Let's go to the email. 1 second. All right, so this is what the person said. It said, thanks for reaching back. And then it says, to verify that views are real, we may temporarily slow down, freeze, or adjust the view count, as well as disregard low quality playbacks. Now, I have the other email I didn't include in this, where they also mentioned that we will take away subscribers and they can take away likes because the algorithm detects whatever. That's straight garbage. There ain't nothing about my page that would suggest that I'm being operated by a bot. You know what I'm saying? And then it goes on here to say, in line. And now this was the kicker, because I put her up against the wall and I said, listen, based on the evidence that I provided you, I know for a fact that something ain't right. Something smell like boo-boo. I don't know where it's coming from, but it smelled like boo-boo. So let's figure it out. And that's when she put in here, and you can see in bold, you probably have to expand the page so you can see it, but it says, we do not manually intervene or control any of the channels. Let me see, let me go back. This is very small writing. We do not manually intervene or control how any of the channels are being recommended or suggested. Now, what does that mean in context to this? I'll explain. What that means is, even though you might provide solid evidence, or you might provide something that would be considered clear and convincing, because remember, right, in law school, you have preponderance of the evidence, clear and convincing, and then you have beyond a reasonable doubt. So I would say, in my opinion, that I have clear and convincing evidence. But even though I provided that to the lady, that's when she said, hey, basically, even though we might think something might be wrong with your channel and the algorithms aren't being fair to you, we can't have manual intervention. They said it's against YouTube policy to do that. So again, that's why I want to encourage other people that's trying to create and build their channels. Don't get discouraged, right? And again, I'm going to do another video that will talk about how you can get out of this algorithm vacuum, if you will. But I can tell you for a fact, this is very, very frustrating for me because I know my content is good and stuff doesn't add up. How is it? It's been 3 days. Now, with the video that I use as an example, you cannot tell me that the title of that video would not be compelling for somebody to watch. You cannot tell me that that thumbnail would not be enticing enough to pull people in to watch the video. There's no way that you can convince me otherwise. It just comes down to the algorithms. And then I'm not going to post it up here, but you can go see for yourself. There was a brief period where I was doing shorts and I would get like a few thousand views per short. And now all of a sudden, I'm back in this real confined space again, right? Where I'm only capped at like 500 views when it comes to the shorts, where before my shorts were doing very, very good. Now, if you watch my previous video, you would know that I said that when I hit 3,000 subscribers, that's when things just started going haywire and stuff did not make sense. Okay. That's the best way I can put it. Once I hit 3,000 subscribers, it seemed like it was just all over. Okay, so before I say what I'm going to say, just make it clear, I'm not trying to hate on his brother. He's doing his thing. He has a good channel. Go support him. It's Damian Porter. You can see down here. Now, when I talked to YouTube, now this was a while ago, right? He had just came on the scene, right? Damian Porter came out with some fire content, but he was able to grow. He got a shout out from Dubs on his channel a few times, and that just catapulted his channel into he got monetized really, really quick. Now, when you look down on here, right, 4 hours. This video, again, he had just came out with his content. You can see this was at the 4-hour mark, and he had 2.9 views, 2,900 views. Now, I know because I'm a content creator, but I'm also monetized. When you see that number on there, when you go to your clipboard, it's going to show a different number. And I'm sure at this point, when it says 2.9 thousand, I'm sure he probably had like 3,500 at that time and within a span of 4 hours, right? So I asked the person, I said, and again, now I blacked out his photo, not because I'm trying to hate, but because it was a screenshot and it wasn't really a nice picture of him. So out of respect for him, I just blocked it out because I'm not trying to show him in a bad light. But as you can see, again, with this, in just 4 hours, he got, most likely 3.5 thousand views. And then when you see this video I just posted, that's been out for 3 days and 20 hours, you know what I'm saying? I can't even hit 500 views. So my thing is, why is the algorithms paying so close attention to my page? Why is my page in the stronghold, right? Why is it in that chokehold? And I presented this evidence to YouTube. Now, some people are going to say, oh, you snitching. No, that's not snitching. It ain't even about street stuff. And I'm not even in a gang anyways. I'm just talking about, because you can make money on here. And I'm trying to figure out, why is the algorithms paying so close attention to my page? And it seems like other folks in the genre are just growing. So as you saw where I put on there, right, the email where the lady said, sometimes they will slow down, temporarily freeze and all that stuff, the views. Well, how come they weren't slowing it down for this dude? He just came out. How do you know he wasn't using bots? I highly doubt he was using bots. You know what I'm saying? The dude has a good channel. Go support him. Damian Porter, he has some fire content. But all these questions I was asking YouTube, and that's when they just have to come out and finally say, well, hey, even if, it seems like things are not right and it's messed up, we can't manually intervene. It's against YouTube policy. So now here it is. They know they're not going to admit it to me, but they're going to impliedly, agree that, okay, something may be off. But even if it's off, we can't comment on it, or we can't manually intervene as humans. And in my opinion, that's foul, man. It's like, how are you supposed to grow under those circumstances? All right, so I'm not going to go on too much longer concerning this video. I pretty much showed, what was needed to be showed. Let me see. Hold on just 1 second. Okay, yeah, I showed everything that needed to be shown. So just know, man, for the people that are just discovering my channel, I've been out, I think, for 2 years now almost. And for the people that are just now discovering my page and they're surprised that I've been around and they've never heard of my page, just know it's because I'm battling against the YouTube algorithms. I show you the numbers. Those numbers, the math ain't mathing. How is it that I have, an average duration of like 7 minutes, which is like, I don't know, I think it was like close to like 30% or something. And even when you go to YouTube on the policy and it says, if you hit 30% or higher on long form content, then you're doing good. So how is it that I have these few views, you know what I'm saying, but the watch time, the average watch time is really good, but my click-through ratio was low? That's why I say just don't get discouraged and stay tuned, because I am going to show a video on what you can do to get out of it. And it's what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to do it. And then I will, once I do the experiment, then I'll post on it. So that way I can say, okay, this is verified information. But I just want to say to all the people that are rocking with me, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the support. And even for my day ones, man, they hit me up on Instagram. It means the world to me, because I do have a message to tell, and I am going to tell that message. And like I said, the best is yet to come for my channel. I'm almost done with school. Once I study the bar and I pass the bar and graduate and all that stuff, I'm going to go into different dimensions and different levels with this channel. You're going to get some access to some legal stuff that is it's just not out there, especially for people in the black and the brown community, because they don't want us to know this information. But I'm telling you, the best is yet to come for this page. And I might sound cocky, but I'm just confident because I know my content is legit. You know what I'm saying? So until the next video, holla at your boy.